Our environmental impact reporting tonight turns again to data centers and power lines. It turns out our reporting has been reaching people in faraway places. For instance, a farmer in eastern Oregon was in touch with WUSA 9 this week. He said he saw our reports on a controversial power line proposal in Maryland, and he wanted to share his own cautionary tale for farmers in our region. Here's environmental impact reporter Scott Broom.
Jonathan Tallman lives in Boardman, Oregon, where he says he's been on the losing side of his struggle against power line and data center development.
It's been raped, and that's exactly what they will do to these people in Maryland.
And we're farmers, and we, love the Lord.
A friend of Tallman's made a short film about Tallman's parents, the family's 23-acre vegetable farm, their coffee shop called the Farmer's Cup, and their fight against a regional utility's ultimately successful plan to push power lines across the farm to serve a neighboring data center.
They basically have now decided to do the eminent domain route, where they're going to take our property through their legal process and give us, 10 cents on the dollar, what it's really worth, as well as it devalues our property because it snakes through our property.
I never want to be a victim. I want to be a survivor. But at the same time, if you are being picked on, you've got to stand up for yourself.
Tallman says he ultimately lost in court and was forced to accept $50,000 in compensation and the disputed power line over his land, killing his dream of organic farming on the property.
I can't have organic at all because they can come in and use pesticides and herbicides on their easement allowment. Come in and anytime, day or night.
Shame on you! In Maryland, residents along a 70-mile proposed power line corridor fear the same fate. And they've been turning out in big numbers in places like Frederick County to protest the Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project, or MPRP. This week, powerline developer PSEG was dealt a setback when state authorities ruled their permit application was incomplete. Tallman says opponents should not rest.
They don't want anybody to fight. And the only way you can fight is doing the policies, procedures, and ordinances, and people have to speak up.
Neither PSEG nor regional grid operator PJM were willing to discuss Tallman's story. Rob Gramlich, a national expert on power markets, says more conflicts are ahead because of the nation's need for more power after decades of flat electricity demand.
I guess I'm hoping that people appreciate the scope of the opportunity and need for the country and the states. States are trying to usually attract these businesses for economic development reasons. But obviously at the same time, the infrastructure developers need to be very respectful of individual landowners and people who want to, keep the land looking the way it looks.
Back in Oregon, Tallman now lives under the power lines he fought against while he appeals the $50,000 in compensation he got. His father died in 2022 during the battle with the utility. Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
All right, Scott, thank you.